Hey, DOT community, this is Alon coming at you with a UK friendly of the Allfather event start live stream. Because this is not my typical time, but I do enjoy streaming for different audiences and doing UK and EU friendly. I'm not calling this an EU friendly stream because I already know it's probably a little bit later for the EU right now. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in the U.S. I worked for a little bit today, but not really a lot. But it's pretty rainy here, so got a little bit of an extra time, and I am excited for this event. I wanted the Bow of the Gods out of all the Norse 5-star relics that were going to be offered, so I wanted this to happen at some point anyway, so... I'm glad that it's also coming with a very interesting version of Odin 3.0. If you didn't check out my live stream yet, go ahead. I had some fun playing around with him last night. Again, not going to be the greatest, but of course, attack videos will be coming soon, I'm sure. And you'll get all the best insights on the best way to use Odin and take down all sorts of different defenses. Because I think with the special Stormators that Odin has, that Stormdaughters, that's what it was, with no A. If you use them properly with their spell damage, it's pretty insane. And again, if you didn't get a chance to watch my live stream, definitely go check that out because it was interesting to see that. It's a little bit. It's something you have to wait for, though. But the synergy with Bow of the Gods with Odin is really nice. Bust of Zeus, awesome relic. If you don't have one, grab one. If you don't have more than one, maybe grab two. It's awesome. Head of Mimir, awesome, amazing relic. If you don't have one, definitely grab one. If you don't have more than one, definitely grab more than one. I am excited to get another copy. Head of Mimir is a great. What's it called? Universal relic for Titan and Troop melee resist, which is huge because the percentage is nice, and it's a great relic to have on. And actually, for this Titan, if you don't have a lot of good relics to throw on your Odin, the Head of Mimir isn't a bad idea. Well, if you're trying to use the Storm Daughters properly. You should probably not have them be too ridiculously buffed. So, depending on what you're trying to do. Unless you're also trying to actually have a decent meat shield in the front. I used some spearmen yesterday. It was an interesting idea. So, maybe, again. Head of Mimir, great relic. Regardless. Storm Ring, good. Gungnir, good as well. Gungnir is also well known, coming out around the same time that the Head of Mimir did, and has troop range resist, and that's really good as well. And it's a universal relic. Storm Ring's good. It's got some good extra lightning spells, as well as I think it's lightning storm spells actually. I'd have to check. But besides from that, also some other great buffs on it as well. Like I said, if you don't have a lot of good lightning relics, Storm Ring, Head of Mimir, Bust of Zeus, all great. Let's take a look and see who's all here. Let's see. Chris Fear, Beholder Aggregate, Razorback, Above Below, Skull, Zeng Fi, Mad Yoda, Speakerface, Pisces Shark, what's going on?
How you doing, Zalon?
What's going on, Prometheo? Thank you for joining.
I saw Rygard's post in your Discord that he pulled Odin. I guess that's the new one.
Yeah, with the epic token that he got in the free gift. I'm going to obviously show the free gift here in a second, too.
It's actually not a bad idea to pull tokens right now because the Lightning Titan pool is really good right now.
Is it?
Well, yeah, you've got the new Odin, you've got Hell,
Mm-hmm.
and
I've gotten Civ 3 times in a row now, so I'm not having the best luck.
But lightning prestige food. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull because I need prestige food. Here, I'll do it right now and tell you.
Oh, Prometheus, do it right now. Oh gosh, it's such a promoter.
Let's just see what's happening here.
All right, go ahead, Prometheus. Will it be an Odin, Frigg, Tarhuns, or Uranus? No.
All right, first one was just a 3-star.
They're all the 1.4 boosts. Go ahead.
I got a Grimwald. Good prestige food. Two-star. 2 more tokens.
And this blog thing's still up there. So what'd you just pull? 1 epic, or how many epics did you pull?
I pulled a Titan. I had 4 epic tokens. I've gotten a Grimwald so far off of my epics. I've got 1 last token here. Let's see if I get a good one.
All right.
No, but I did get 1 4-star out of 5 tokens.
That's lucky. Usually it takes a lot more.
Yeah, I'm okay with getting a decent, prestige Titan out of a group of tokens like that.
I'm going to pull 2 epics also for Prometheus. You're making people pull stuff in the chat now. Look at this, Prometheus. I told you. Big promotion.
Oh, look at this. The Winged Scarab.
Oh, yes. The new collection. That's a good thing to bring up right now, too.
Yeah, so now I have to level a Sobek just to get this thing.
Here, I'll collect mine real quick here. I mean, I saw that it was new, but I figured I'd wait until my stream just to do it. So what do we got here? Wadjet is not leveled, so I'm going to have to do that. Besides from that...
It's entirely just random that I even have a Sobek.
Yeah. Well, I got all the Titans, but... Okay, so Set's fine, Osiris is good, and so I just need to level Wadjet and Sobek. But here, I'll collect the 2-star version. But yeah. So that's showing up. I wonder if anybody actually had all of them all leveled to 40 and just and hanging out, because I didn't.
Sobek's definitely the dark horse in that race.
Yeah. I feel like many people did not level him. Wait for abundance? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm probably going to be waiting for the Altar of Abundance to come up. I'm not typically someone who pulls outside of that at this point in the game, because I'm going for highest value possible with all the tokens that I receive.
I remember, when I was still new at the game, I had 8 epic tokens somehow. I remember, and I just pulled them all when there wasn't even an Altar of Abundance. I just pulled them all randomly and got a bunch of 3-stars. I really regret it.
Well, in my opinion, waiting for the guaranteed 4-star and with other things with it, whether it's a relic or whether it's a Titan, you're guaranteed every time that you pull that you're going to have a 4-star for your epics. And that's huge. So, in my opinion, better value. 5 boost packs, done it in an hour. Wow, Mad Yoda, you're done. Very nicely done. I got 3 of the 14s. That's what I did. Because I know I'm going to be working tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to be working on Saturday. So I gotta do that to be able to finish this. Even with the free stuff. And who we're using? That's right, we're using Uranus, because he was working out so well with the last solo event. So that's who I'm throwing in the mix. Actually, let's just equip him already with something, and we can just get into that grind in the background.
I did not realize that Grimwald has random skills still.
Oh.
Because the last one that I got had maiden damage and armor piercing, and I still have that one. The new one that I just got has maiden armor and health. Blech.
Yeah, ugh. Back when that was a common thing where every Titan that you got, every 4-star you got, they would be random. One other quick thing to talk about in this event real quick, just because everything is just starting up. If you're not interested in this event and you're just grinding as much as you possibly can, 2,000 for 3, 4,500 for 4 tokens for the future that you can save up. But another major point, just to say, Civ is not some Titan that comes up all the time for a lot of players. Some players it happens more often. But a majority of players will say that Civ is not a Titan that has popped up in any events. Pools is a different situation. So with Civ at 8K, if you need Civ for the, it's for the Ratty. And I actually showed that off on the Odin, just because of the fact that there's synergy and everything else involved with this. Civ is definitely crucial in that collection, just for the simple fact that, like I said, isn't offered in events too often. Epic token at 10.5. I guess if you're already going for Civ at 8 and you're still grinding, I guess go for that epic. So any epics along the way are always great. Zeus, I guess maybe if you don't have him for a collection, he's good to have. I like attacking with him when he's the only one out of all the Titans that are a 1.4 boost. I'll still use him. I think he's fun. But he's not like any kind of mainline attacker that's taken down the best defenses out there. There's that Gungnir I was talking about earlier. Great relic. And then Odin, 19.
So is the event mainly just worth going for the relics or the actual Titan?
Like I said, 8K if you're going for that specific Ratty collection. Besides from that, though, the relics that are in this event, like Gungnir, Universal Titan and Troop. It's a Titan and Troops resist against ranged. That's 32%. It's huge. Numbers like that typically don't happen in a lot of relics. So, and then also there's troop health as well. So it's just it's a really good defensive relic. I
used to describe Gungnir as a 4.5 star. Right now, I'd say it's still a solid 4 star, not top tier, but the Titan and troop resist ranged can really come together with a build, and you can use that on any Titan. Keep in mind that resist ranged is the biggest defense multiple in the game, and if you get to 95%, then you have a 20x multiple on your defense. Work with Panther Titans.
I have exactly enough to finish this event, but I'm not sure if I want to just do this or save for the Egyptian race skills that are coming out.
Shout out above below to AMZP. Nice. When it comes down to what's coming up, we're gonna take a look at the upcoming calendar, make a bunch of crazy predictions and stuff like that here very shortly.
I already have a good prediction.
Okay. Go if you can hold it.
All right.
We're gonna definitely go through it. I just want to talk about just a few more of these relics here in this event. Because discussing, if you aren't interested in the Titans, but you are interested in some of these relics because you may not have them or may want a second or third copy of them, that's totally fine. But real quick, thank you, Speakerface. Mad Yoda. Well, like I said, I'm trying to stream a little differently. I did this while I'm typically unemployed for the few months out of every year, to do some daytime streams because it's a lot of fun. Enemy is the only relic I want from this event, and I'm gone 1 second. Nothing just for one. Oh yeah, sometimes when there's only one relic in the event that I'm interested in, I don't always go for all the way for it either, just because. But if you don't have Hedemir or Gungnir or want multiple copies of them, again, this is a good point. This is got the Titan and troops resist against ranged, and then of course if it's also with a Lightning Titan. And with, a Ranger, which that's why this does fit very well with Odin if you are using with it. But besides from that, Bust of Zeus chilling at 25k. Like I said, that's a great one to have or multiple copies of. And then, of course, Bow of the Gods. If you don't have one or have one and would like two, like myself, I'm going to definitely pick that up. So
yeah, that's what I'm doing it for, is the Bow of the Gods, ultimately.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely am thinking about doing this event for that reason, but could I just complain for a second, Zalon?
Oh, of course. This is what it's about. Let's hear it from Lucio.
This event should not be 30K.
So you think this is
ridiculous?
I agree with that.
It should be 25K at the most. There's not enough value in this event to justify making it a 30K event. Even with Bow of the Gods, it's just not the best relic in the game. Even with the new changes, Odin is not the best Titan in the game. So this really should be a 25K event. And going forward, developers, if you're out there listening, here are my suggestions to you.
We all know why they make it super expensive, though. It's because people pay lots of money.
Yeah, so we know, and I'm not against them having extra stretch rewards at the end. And so I'll factor that into these recommendations. But give me just a second here. I want to tell them.
What would you want to see added to this event that would make it worth 30K? That's what I'd like to hear.
Yeah.
With you.
So what I would start with is I would drop the 2-star Warrior Soul at 750 and Kelwyn at 1500, and I would drop Baron at 4000, and I would push all the other rewards up so that they're farther down in the slider. So keep the rewards the same, push everything farther down, and drop those, because those things are completely very low value even for new players. The whetstone is a battle drop. I'd replace that with the Viking helm, which is a little bit better. I would drop Yggdrasil bow. That one's useless, or at least very underpowered. Munin as well, very underpowered. Those relics are not relevant, and everything else should be pushed forward. I would then say, go up to the end of the event. So if those changes don't get you down to 25K, then I would say you swap.
So you're saying take out the fluff.
Relic shard.
You're saying take out some of the fluff.
That's right. Take out some of the fluff.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're not at 25K by then you switch the 5-star Relic Shard and 5-star Immortal Soul to be above the Bow of the Gods as extra reward stretch fodder for people who do the extra souls, but don't keep the DGs and the 5-star outside of the 25K threshold, because I think that's what players who are willing to pay but don't want to be raked over the coals are going for, the DGs and the 5-star.
Yeah, also, for me, because I'm a non-pay player, I can only finish an event probably once every 4 to 5 months, because I gotta save up gems, tokens. Right now I have 30K gems and 20 tokens, so obviously I have enough to finish. But if I do this event, I won't be able to do any more events for pretty much almost the rest of the year, which is a problem. Is because since they made this one so expensive, if I choose to do it and I'm tempted to do it, I won't be able to do anything else. And if there's a meta coming up that I want, I can't do it because I wasted too many gems on this 30K event. So yeah, it's all kind of ridiculous.
So it might turn out to be, in your case of a scenario, going for just grabbing 3 tokens or 4 tokens instead.
Yeah, the other thing that I would say is, if you're going to make it a 30K event, then have the 30K completion threshold be effectively if you get to that level, then you're guaranteed to complete the Pantheon collection for the Roddy relic, because this event would have been a great opportunity to bank in on the fact that they released that Pantheon collection. But, I'm still on the fence on doing this event, and I see Civ in the event, but, if you just made it so that basically as long as you got Hell, then Broomhilda, Helga, and Civ are all in this event, then that would definitely increase my motivation to participate.
Yeah, because I missed the Loki event, but I still have the Titan because of my alliance, and I have pretty much no relics for him. And so I was looking to get that collection for him, a collection relic, but there's only a single Titan offered for that collection in this event, so it's very deterrent.
Yeah, I think that if the idea is going to be that you have to do both the Loki event and the Odin event in order to complete the collection, if you didn't have any of the Titans, just say, okay, you need to do Hell, Loki, and Odin, just tell us in advance. Give us disclosure of how do we get to these Pantheon collections in advance. If there's a roadmap, and we understand Titans are going to be in a collection, Titans are going to be in these events. If you want to get that thing done, then just follow the steps. Then players will participate.
There has been a little bit of a leak, and I did want to discuss this today. Not that. Hold on. It was in my Discord yesterday, I think. Maybe the day before. Here it is. And these are from Ethiogen. And there's 2 collections in here. And it's interesting because we're looking at Divine Titan 2, which is interesting, and War Gods 2. And we're looking at, Achilles, Tengu, Totek, Nergal. And then in the Divine 2, Necrosa, Lifespark, Nephilinus, and Growthern. So, and that also gives a little bit of a hint towards these next 2 fire and poison events that are coming up. That I think that's where Nephilinus and Growthern are going to be released. So
yeah, I kind of assumed that because they were talking about some like the lores and stuff for some of the other archmages about another fire and poison titan other than Everdur that was going to be released. So kind of knew this was coming, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the next 2 events are going to be those 2 again.
So just taking a look at both of these pictures and seeing which titans are actually included now kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what titans are going to be offered, and possibly even an option in the Nephilinus and Growthern events to get Lifespark and Necrosa again. Possibly.
Oh, that's interesting that they named Urkon as a Divine Titan. I guess going back, the Enoria were the originals, weren't they?
Yes. So, interesting. Just wanted to bring that up just now because we were talking about something like that. So that's when it comes down to disclosure. If they're not going to say anything, there you go. That's at least something that is being worked on right now as something that's going to come out in the near future.
So. Yeah, I don't want to question Entheogen and his methods because he's doing a service to the community, but we shouldn't need Entheogen in order to get insights into Pantheon collections. The moment... literally the first day that anyone at the company, makes a decision that a Titan is going to be in a Pantheon collection in the future, there should be an announcement on the blog that says, we are contemplating new Pantheon collections. Players be aware that these Titans are on the list of, future Pantheon collection Titans, may or may not be included in the future. But we can't just all be assuming at all times that every Titan is going to be in a Pantheon collection, because there is a literal cap on the size of the Titan Hall. And there's a prestige system where we have to use Titans for food to advance in the game. And so we can't just paranoid, hold on to a massive collection of useless Titans for speculative future.
Yeah, that's why
Pantheon
collection should come out before
which ones to hold on to.
Yeah, Pantheon collection should come out before the Titans come out, in all essence. And if they don't want to give us their names because they haven't been released yet, well then silhouettes and no names is fine. But being the fact that we know what they are as they're coming out, that they're in a collection, guaranteed, makes a difference.
Just saying that it's going to be in a Pantheon collection in the future is very minimal on their part. Doesn't require any actual development of the relics. All they have to do is just decide, is this Titan going to be in a Pantheon collection in the future or not? Yes or no? And tell us. And that's all I want to know. I don't need to know what the relic is. I don't need to know anything else except, put a gold star on this one. Don't feed it away for prestige food.
All right, I wanted to give a zoomed-in version. Some people were asking what the skills were on these relics, so I just wanted to zoom in on specifically what it says so that you can read it. All right, so there you go. But thank you for joining, Prometheo. A lot of good discussion already early in this stream. I appreciate that. Sometimes my late-night streams go for the first 20 minutes with just me talking, so... Oh yeah, the free
beyond.
The free gift. Here you go. Let's grab that. Purchase successful. For all you free to play players, that's the only time you're going to be seeing purchase successful, but it happens.
Prometheus, the devs never admit or deny anything, though, do they?
Yeah, like I expect a very low bar from the devs, very, very low bar. But I've been saying for years that you just should ignore the Pantheon because it's just not worth the hassle of holding on to Titans for a future speculative collection. And this is just proving my point again that we just had a round of events where a bunch of these Titans came out. Now Entheogen's saying, look, there's going to be another Pantheon collection coming. And the Egyptian thing just popped out of nowhere on us. And, if you just used Sobek to prestige Necromancer, then you're SOL. You're going to have to grab Sobek in the future, and you're not going to have the Scarab.
This is true. I've always been a collector. That's always just the way I've played the game. But that's it. Not everybody does like to do that. A lot of people like to take Titans and push them directly into whatever the new thing that they have, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately to say, they have played, the developers have played and done everything the same way over and over and over again, releasing Pantheon collections way later than necessary. Now, have all the newest Pantheon collections been all main meta Titans that have been released over time? Yes. Now, trying to make people aware that a lot of times when new Titans are coming out, that they're going to be in a collection in the future. I do mention that I am personally grabbing them for those purposes, but not everybody should have to do that. You should know ahead of time. Like Prometheus says in the blog, it should easily just be added in. Hey, we have plans. We're going to put this in.
A different theory.
What's up?
I think they're allergic to money. These clowns think, we can just coerce everyone into doing every event by not telling them. We're going to use FOMO and hope it plays out. Well, the reality is, if the players know what's coming and they know what they can get, they can plan for it and acquire it. They would get more participation in these so-called second-tier events if you knew there was something in there you needed.
Exactly.
It's just like the Divine Altar. Yeah. You got casino pulls, you don't know what's coming. And what did I say in my Divine Altar video? I said, you're going to get more participation, namely in the solo events, because people can go in and pull exactly what they want. Guess what? Once again, you needed 40,000 souls to be top 50 on the event that ended yesterday. You make more freaking revenue if you make people aware and allow them to acquire the things that they need. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. Participation is the key word. Goals. I talked about goals on a stream recently. Player goals. Establish player goals clearly by communicating in advance. And do some of that inside the game, even outside of the blog. But please, for the love of God, the blog should be like the Bible of everything that's going to happen in the next 6 months of the game.
Exactly. And they finally put something in the game to say, hey, people in the game, if you didn't know that this existed outside of the game, here it is. But that's been a way long time coming. That should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, no, this is... If there's not something to participate in, then players can't participate. By not telling players what's going to happen, you're not giving them an opportunity to plan to participate. People will plan to do events and to spend money knowing that they are going to get things because they spent the money.
There is one thing. Now, I will bring that up because now that especially we have 54 people watching, which I do appreciate. Thank you for joining, everybody. And also we got Vintage on because we talked about last night about making irresponsible predictions. The one thing that they do give us to make some sort of plans to know ahead of time is the calendar. Now, the thing is, though, it has to be decrypted. It has to be decrypted.
It's
Prometheus.
pathetic.
It has to be decrypted. It's not something they want you to still work for it, Prometheus. They want you to work for it.
The calendar so far has just been a catalog of disappointments. It's things that are showing us what they are doing, which doesn't give us another conquest, doesn't give us all the other stuff that we want.
It does. June 14th is the next conquest. So after this Odin Finish Plus event, we have Assault next week. We knew that already. And then it's Apostate Inferno with a conquest in between with Apostate Plague Alliance War following it. Now, I honestly believe that Apostate Inferno is Nephilinus and Apostate Plague is going to be Grothern. So that's
well, didn't they say that already? Like in the backstory for not Grothern, Everdur, they named both Nephilinus and Grothern as apostate.
Okay, so there you go. And with the fact that that they're coming so soon, right after these archmages, also is something that they typically like to do when they're, instead of releasing a new meta in between, like we have a few weeks off, and then what's going to happen is they typically would release a new meta Titan. Well, instead of doing that, they like to put these in between, and we've seen that before with the very last two Necrosa and Lifespark. They did the same thing. They used them as nice in-between bumpers to make sure that there's enough time, for them to try to get the next meta actually put out there and not try to put it too close together. But at the same time, it still doesn't matter, because if it's going to completely wipe everything, everybody will get super pissed, and it'll just be a whole bunch of people deleting the game. So I would hope that is not going to happen, and they're going to take the time to not do something like that.
Yeah, also,
the last thing I'm going to say on the subject is there's minimal development happening on this game now. Mm-hmm. Minimal in any actual development. And so the players that you have here are asking, we are begging Natural Motion, please sit down, do your job, plan out everything for the remainder of this quarter and the entire next quarter. And at the start of next quarter, release the schedule for the quarter after that, so that we always have at least an entire quarter's worth of events 3 months ahead of us that we can see and plan. Give us every Titan that is going to be in a Pantheon collection that you have anywhere in your planning stages, and tell us for every event that's coming up, every Titan that has already been released that you're going to have in that event. And then for the new ones, the new stuff that you're still developing and you're not really ready to reveal yet, you can just have code words the way you always have. But if you're going to put something into an event that we already sort of know what that is, put it out there, because we need to plan how we're going to achieve our prestige goals, how we're going to complete these collections, and when we're going to be spending our money on the game, because we want to spend money. And if you just think that fear of missing out is going to cause us to do more events, that ship sailed years ago. So just get on the plan of your players want to plan to be engaged and set goals in the game.
Very true. It was brought up real quick. It's brought up in the chat that the Nephilinus needs to have the Opus, the Apostate Inferno and Apostate Plague. If these events are the Nephilinus and Grothern, I would say that their synergy relics are going to be offered in the event as well. But, we'll see. Don't know. What were you going to say, Rusty?
Yeah, I've had a massive issue in the past of accidentally spending stuff, and then the next event is absolutely perfect, stuff that I absolutely need for my level, Mm-hmm. I've already spent everything on the previous event. I think what they should do is, the players already know some of the events, but then devs will put on some events that players have no idea for. Right now, I'm just saving a lot because I'm trying to find the perfect Titan, everything, but if they were to actually tell us every Titan, or at least the next, element of that, for Apostate Inferno and stuff like that, we already know who's there. But for the July 1st Turning Tides event, who knows what that is?
Maybe We'll get to it. Definitely. With right after,
and what Rusty just said is that he's spending less because he doesn't know enough.
Correct.
Exactly.
He would have done the exact right event that he wanted, and then maybe done another event shortly after that.
I've missed 3 events so far because I was too scared to put money into them because I thought that there was something better coming up, but then it was the actual opposite.
If you just knew that the next event isn't going to be something even better, then you might spend what you've got.
Mm-hmm. Very true. There are certain things in the game that we have a little bit more of an idea and certainty to, when especially it comes down to situations like an Altar of Abundance situation where people save up for it, fusion events to save up for, stuff like that, where you know what's going to be happening during those times, or altars that give you only one guaranteed relic, such as the Archmage's Staff. Stuff like that people know what they're getting and they're not going to have to worry about just throwing things away for no good reason. More things like that is what everyone is looking for.
And need we catalog the instances over the last years where something nice came along, but then the next week something even better came out? I'm sorry, it's happened so many times it's hard to even name them all.
Yes.
Salzar to Sagunga to Nergal, that cycle. Zabava coming out basically killed everything beforehand. The one thing after another. It's just we're in a state of shock at this point, and if we just had a better visibility into the next week, and so on, then people might do events like Hell because they know that, wow, Hell's actually great, and there's not something better coming around the corner.
Correct. Well, Hell is insanely good. Conquest, which would be a great event to use your Hell in. I'm just going to say Cobra's Curse sounds poison to me. I don't have any kind of real prediction on really what that really means. I'm going to assume maybe some Pantheon-oriented Poison Titans.
I'm guessing it's like Wadjet or something, some Void Titan that's being reworked.
Well, it could be because that's going to be offered in the supposed Pantheon collections for Theogen just posted. So Wadjet Cobra's Cursed. Yeah, Speakerface says that. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. But Conquest is mainly all about the triple battle drop, so we're just glad that we're going to hopefully be able to level up as many Titans and Relics as you possibly can during that Conquest. It's well overdue. That Altar of Abundance for June 21st, of course. Save up your tokens if you're interested in that. Another Theaters of War, June 22nd, before a Giantsbane event. That, I tried looking it up all over the place. Darshigon, you're here in Discord. Can you please speak up right now on the Giantsbane situation? Because I couldn't find much about this.
Oh, I actually know.
I've been looking into it. Because I got to make the video for this part now.
Yeah.
Got some ideas, but so far, I don't know. Like I said, there'll be definitely irresponsible predictions on that one. That's for sure.
You know what comes up when you search it, though, easy, is what is Thorin Giantsbane from Game of Thrones. It's all over the place when you type in Giantsbane. So it's like, interesting.
Yeah, so I was first thinking it was Thor 3.0, but it just didn't really make much sense to me. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be some sort of Earth Titan, just from the name.
You're thinking Earth? What's okay, interesting. I don't think have we had a Goliath Titan for a while? It seems like that might be
not for a while.
That might be one of the troops we haven't really focused much on for a little bit.
I know there are going to be some Earth events coming up soon.
Well, Solar War, Earth and Harmony. There you go, right there. Mm-hmm. Right after
People
that.
People were saying that's Gaia's Synergy Relic.
Interesting. Possibly.
It could be possibly a Lithomancer.
That would be cool. I want that, but the thing is, though, the Pantheon collection only includes 3 Titans, so it's obviously pretty much that's ruled out the book because.
Well, it could be Jotun, couldn't it? Because he was
AMZP, Giantsbane,
and I already know the Titan and the skills, but it was released way too early, so I'm not going to share it because it might also be changed. But it already has been leaked. If you scroll up on the unofficial DOT Discord, you can eventually find it. But yes, it is a melee Goliath Titan. I originally thought it was Gaia's Synergy, but no, it's a new Titan that's getting reworked.
Turning Tides. Poseidon, people are saying in chat for July 1st?
No, I really don't think it is. I think it's the new meta. Just from the name of it, like Tides, but that word can be used in multiple different types of sentences. Tides and water.
So July 1st is going to signify the beginning of the new meta. It'd be interesting.
That's what I'm thinking, because first of all, it's at the start of a month, and also they're kind of cleaning up all the Lightning Titans and stuff like that right now. But I feel like Turning Tides is going to either be a Ice Titan, or it is going to be the new meta. And I'm guessing after that, there are also going to be a couple Egyptian reworks, like Osiris and people like that.
Through all the
water element.
Egyptian gods.
The new water element.
No, that would be horrible.
No new water, no new elements, new troops. That's fine. They've done stuff already with all sorts of different things, so there's all sorts of different options when it comes down to troops. So that kind of stuff's all cool. But no new elements. That just screws everything up, and we don't have enough relics.
Yeah, it'll mess up a lot of things.
We're not going to have enough relic storage. We're already trying to deal with the situation as is right now. A lot of players are happy about another 100 spots, but what they're thinking, how long is that going to last? So anyway, so one last thing I want to mention before I go back in game and continue to grind. But these Alliance Wars, after these Grother and Nephilinus, if these events are happen as is, does that mean that in the month of June, before July 1st, and this supposed new meta does happen, does that mean that we get 2 new DG Titans in the altars? That's my question.
I hope so, man, because I've been saving up my DGs for a long time, dude. I want to get, if they come out, I'm going to get both of them. I'll put on I'll do a live stream. I'll get both. I'll put in a video, dude. I'll get both immediately.
Immediately? Not even watching any testing whatsoever. You're just going to get them.
Nope. I've been saving them for too long. These freaking gems are burning a hole in my pocket, dude. I'm like itching to spend them.
They're also going to come with synergy relics, I'm sure, so you're going to have to...
I got enough. I got 37,000 DGs right now.
37K. Wow.
Here's how I think the new Divine Titans come out. They're going to have an attacker and a defender that is a little better than, Everdur and Minerva. And everybody's going to get them. Then they release the Divine Titans that crap on everything.
Because they're trying to squeeze as much out of people as possible.
Squeeze.
The
squeeze is real.
The squeeze.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for people to breathe.
I'm just hoping it doesn't go the way of Star Wars Commander when Zynga took that over and just killed the game from out of nowhere.
You know what they did in the last weeks of Star Wars Commander? They gave away everything in the game pretty much. I don't know if anybody knew that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if they brought out a Divine Titan on July 1st, for instance. And it was better than Everdur. It beats P10 Minervas. It is the new Apex Elite Attacker. Then they bring out the next, but the next wave of, quote, meta Titans. Why would you get any of the attackers?
True.
Or I guess they could go the absolute opposite way and totally crap on everyone. Release the Divine Titans first, suck out everyone's Divine Gems, and then bring out Event Titans that crap on the Divine Titans.
That seems more likely to me because they make money off of Event Titans.
Yeah.
So
that's what happened with Grother and Nephilinus, right? They sucked when they first came out.
Saying that the last Finish Plus for I'm just wondering why they didn't put Norse Finish Plus like they did before.
Titans serve an anchoring purpose mentally, where they're trying to set things up so that you see, ooh, wow, that's like the most expensive thing in the game, and then you see a new Titan come out in an event, and you're like, wow, this Event Titan is even better than the Divine Titans. Well, I have to do the event.
Wow. I really don't want to see that happen. I would rather see what happened with Lifespark and Necrosa.
Yep, those are the two Titans they got so right.
And
because they fit nicely into the War Gods.
Well, that's the thing. War Gods had to be done correctly as well for everything to work, and they were. So just everything that happened during that time period was done properly, and hopefully can be done again. Truly.
And this conversation leads into what's going to probably be my next video. It's going to be entitled "Why Synergy is a Utter Failure."
We will be watching for that one.
And I again, it's a almost mock of the developers on how they're allergic to making money.
Yeah, if they just listened to the advice we're giving them, which is basically that you kind of got it right during the War Gods meta, and we want more of that sort of planning and rollout of things, even though there were some bumps that we could help you avoid. If they paid attention and they listened and they created a plan based on what we want in terms of how player expectations are set up and then paid off, then they would make so much more money with this game.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about synergy, what has actually worked, with the exception of a very brief period where Lifespark and Necrosa were breathed a little bit of life, there was that few week window, because those made sense, and it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna, the guys that got the Divine Titans, they can actually start using them again. Well, then they blew that away. But think of the other synergies. Has Freya's synergy changed anything? Has Frigg's synergy changed anything? No. It's a colossal failure.
Yeah, they made the synergies. I mean, the fact that they only work for one Titan really limits them. Some of those synergies would be great on other Titans. Maybe it was like a class synergy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with the ones in the events, but the ones from the Pantheon they've been putting out have been, and they updated that Egyptian one just because they're trying to include at least all the Titans in the collections, so that at least has some sort of relevance over time. But if they would do that with the other synergy relics, like pick a few Titans that it works on, or just pick the element,
so much better.
Pick the element. Just say, oh.
I look at it this way.
You can do
that. I look at it
that.
this way. The reason why they're doing it, the way they're including all these older Titans now, is because they're coming out with all the reskills. So it forces people that might be like, I don't really care about Wadjet or something like that with the current meta. Well, I need it now because I want to get that synergy relic. So I'm going to do the event to get it. If you don't already have it, or maybe you fused them away a long time ago. So that's that. But you know what I think another good idea for the synergy would be, maybe if you made it where synergy on whether it's attack or defense. Like, hey, this relic gives you whatever if you're using it on attack or defense. Something. I don't know. They got to do something different, man.
I've been saying that for so long. They need to just kind of overhaul the way they run the game. I also need to interact with the community more, but hopefully within the next meta, they can actually clear some things up and not have it all over the place like it has been for the next couple of weeks, or for the current couple of weeks.
With the invokes and the corrupteds and the special troops, there are so many things in the game right now. The next set of Titans does not need a huge power spike. It doesn't. It just doesn't. And if they do it again, they're just going to keep losing players and money.
I feel like they need to do something different other than just spawning troops and doing invokes. I feel like they need to spice up their Titans and actually make them, different from the others. Oh, look, it summons a massive troop. No, I want something special about that Titan. Something that's there like everybody else. That's what I personally think.
Personally, I think we need a round of Titans that are at the same power level as Hell and Everdur, and which include a combination of Omegas and corrupted troops, because right now we just have a very, very limited range of Titans that use the relics that we have that buff corrupted troops, and anything that can make those relics synergize more with additional Titans and with a new meta would be very welcome.
Yeah, I agree. I was going through my inventory, relic inventory, last night actually, and I was looking at all these. I have these level 10 Omega relics and corrupted relics, and it's like I'm just sitting on these, waiting for them to have a purpose.
Yeah, and there are also very good ones that have a purpose, not related to the corrupted element of it. The Heart of Whit Draka and the Heart of Tizerhook have crit and all element resist on them that are very useful no matter what Titan you're looking at. And if there was a Titan that took those and also took advantage of the corrupted skills on them, that would be great. And, people I'm sure are still using Mahaha here and there, but largely he's been superseded by Crystal. And so we need to, keep those relics relevant. The Beowulf relic could be, those could be really good on another Titan. The Tarhoon's ones could be interesting if you had the right.
I feel like the devs need to future-proof the relics and don't add let's say players want to use them for another Titan. Okay, it's a synergy, yeah, but if they want to put another Titan because it's good and the relic has, stuff that's only for that Titan, it's going to suck. I feel like they should stop adding very specific skills and add more broad skills so players can have, broader relics on their Titans and more variety.
Yeah, and they have those relics in the game. They need to sprinkle them into more events.
Banner War popped out in this last solo, and of course, as we continue to mention good relics that we like and would like more copies of, we'd like to see more of that in the coming events.
I think they can spice it up if this next meta they do where it's like a dual element Titan, but not just where they have two different element troops. But they actually can equip relics from both elements. So it's like fire and ice or void and poison, whatever. But you're able to actually equip relics from both of them. That would kind of change things around a bit. And then to use those corrupted stuff for vintage, if they created a spell or something to where you can basically drop it on a unit and you turn it into a corrupted unit, then those corrupted relics will become useful too.
Yeah.
Also, moving on.
Like Almiron. They re-released Almiron and gave him an ability where he can corrupt any unit. And all that stuff, and turn into a corrupted unit. That'd be pretty cool, since he's supposed to be the big bad from the next stuff.
Almiran and Korthan. Korthan needs a rework as well. Make it happen.
Yeah. Poor Korthan. He was released once, and he was garbage from day one.
Yeah, poor Korthan.
Dude needs some love.
Well, especially since they're the two main Titans in the freaking video, too,
Yeah, maybe that's where the turning tides comes from. Korthan and Almiran coming back. Maybe they're gonna do a collab together. Maybe that's what's gonna happen.
They need to reskill Draco or a bunch of old Titans. I would love for them to just kind of just move aside all the new cool looking Titans and bring back all the old Titans. Reskill them all, give them good relics. That would make me so happy.
And Kobar gets a 4-star version. All sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I feel like doing that would bring the game a bit more alive. I also feel like I really hope next, kind of just group of Titans. Not sure if that's going to be Turning Tides or after that or before that, but I feel like the next group of Titans that are going to be released should be the War Gods, because I'm tired of having Titans constantly power over each other, one after the next. I kind of like them having a bit of equal power. As the War Gods, some Titans were better than others, but overall, if you were good enough with them, you could kill each other with them. It kind of just ruins it, because it's kind of boring having a Titan that can just kill everything. It kind of ruins the whole strategy purpose of the game.
And if you're not a player that can do every event, to be able to pick up the one that just so happens to be steamrolling everything at that moment, then unfortunately to say, you might miss out on it.
Yeah, I just feel like Titans should be, it doesn't have to be extremely level, but just a bit more, their power should be almost equivalent to each other. So one Titan won't rule over all the rest, and then people will regret doing a certain event or stuff like that.
Most definitely.
Like I'm constantly seeing Minervas on castles and stuff, and it's just boring because I can't really fight any of these really like I purposely like playing with older like Titans like War Gods just because they're more fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
But I want them to do the same thing they did with the War Gods with the new meta, because if they do that, then I'm pretty sure they'll rack in a lot more money.
You're taking notes. Hopefully, that's all I can hope for. Really. Player versus player, says Adam Osman. DOT 2.0. Yeah, it'd be nuts. That would be.
I'm still waiting for that replay mode where you can watch people attack you, but
yeah, that'd be something they would have to build a brand new game for that. They've already said
they can't do it on
they
the current
wouldn't be
engine.
able to do it on this. So. Mad Yoda says, give Mahaha Omega Maidens with corrupted imps. Awesome. Make Toric into a 4-star Titan. Toric. Toric doesn't need that any love.
He just needs a little bit of a reskill, and he'll be the new meta.
They've only taken a lower starred Titan into a 4-star only with Runa, because she's just famous for that, being well known for being the worst.
Else have any speculations on what's coming after or is coming in the Turning Tides event? I'm pretty sure after that event they're going to release a new set of Titans, but also
I'm still hoping for new game mode.
Have some Finish Plus events for the Void, because Void Titans are really lacking right now.
What's up, Bo?
Necromancer and Rostam and Sekhmet are pretty much the only 3 Void Titans that I can still think are somewhat relevant. I feel like we need more attacking Void Titans, though, because that element is a bit lacking, in my opinion, right now.
Oh, yeah,
so I'm pretty sure that's why they're reskilling all the old Egyptian Titans, because they suck right now. So.
Well, we know always in October they're going to typically do some sort of horde or race dead skeletons situations. But in between now and then, I really want to see a new game mode. I really want to see something that we could use our Titans, especially team-based game modes like Throne Wars. That's why. Thank you, Adam. That's very nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because events like that get everyone excited for better rewards than just regular season rewards, because they still suck. But when it comes down to having something that everyone as a team likes to accomplish, because right now just doing the Alliance Wars and Raid Boss hasn't happened in a long time. So that was something else that everybody as a team could actually accomplish together. So
yeah, we really only have 3. We only have like 3 to 4 main things. Alliance War, Assault, Conquest, things like that. But
Conquest was held back for a little bit for unknown reasons. So it seemed like that we only had only a few types of events for a little bit there.
I think it was because they were doing bug fixes on it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, gosh.
There was a maiden bug on it, but I'm not sure if that's been fixed yet. Yeah, anyways, I'm not sure if their game engine that they're running the game on allows them to add this type of multiplayer stuff. I'm guessing it does, and that they're just too lazy to add it right now. But if they did, that would bring the game much more alive.
Winford wants to see dragons. I still think Dragon Raid Boss is still something that's feasible. That would be pretty neat. Totec with Synergy can beat P10 Necro, says Nephelina's show. And I like Hell's Synergy for Axis of War, just saying. I agree with Main Point. Yeah, says Adam, yeah. Hell's Synergy for Axis of War is not bad either. I like to use, with Hell, I like to use the Hornet, though. That's just my go-to with any of the Berserkers, pretty much, at this point.
Would you say the Hornet is one of the better types of arthropod relics?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it. And Bo's in Discord as well. What's going on, Bo? I don't know what you're up to, but you just popped in.
Hey, 4-hour drive. Figured I'd just listen in.
Oh, well, nice. For those who remember the DOT after show that would happen on Thursdays with Zalon and Bo, this is Bo Ganora. He is here. He exists.
Bo Ganora.
Right?
Hey, what's up?
Good to hear from you, my friend.
Yes.
Zalon, are you actually playing Warhammer Crusade, or was that just a...
No, that's just an advertisement that pops up from Omlet. I don't care. No, I'm not sponsored or anything. Bo's like, oh, it was long. Hit the big time.
Well, you and I were gonna have to talk because I just bought me a new kill team box last week. I'm busy painting my models right now.
Oh, are you?
Bronze, so.
Well, I actually was looking at some stuff that actually popped up, some Warhammer stuff. I might have been on YouTube, so maybe that's why that popped up. I have no idea. Yeah, Bowen's along the divine YouTubers. Oh, geez, yeah. You have to spend 20k DGs to get Bo Ganora.
Yeah, right, whatever.
And he comes with the synergy. He comes with the synergy relic.
You get a credit of 5,000 Gs.
Oh. Yeah.
I can share the solo event with everybody, the Titan who's in it. I just need to scroll up in the other Discord, but somebody did roll up a lot. Release, it was the solo event that's coming out. It'll be a reskilled Titan that's going to have I don't think the Titan had Omega or Corrupted Grenadiers. It was something different. I can't remember, but or not Grenadiers, like Goliaths. Something special. Just give me a second, I'll find it.
This devoted deal for $100. You like that, Razorback? You get the Skid Blandier, though. You get the ship. But no, I not really interested in the frig deal. I really wouldn't recommend it. There has only been a few $100 deals that typically pop up, that have popped up, I should say, in the past. That have been something that if they want it or not. What's up, Dan? Can't believe people still play this game. Yes, they do. It's insane. And then I see stuff for all sorts of other games that are still out there, and I'm surprised that a lot of them still exist as well. Well, the pandemic has something to do with all mobile games getting a boost in general.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, one area of the world or the other. It was pretty much everybody, everywhere, And what are you going to do when you're at home, More than normal. You're going to be like Darshigon and have tons of kids running around and being like, I got to still be able to play, everybody. It's all right, though.
All right, gents. It's deadlift day for me. I'll be back later.
All right. Thank you for joining.
Stay healthy.
That's right.
Yeah, give me a second. I have to scroll up a lot in Discord, but trying to find that Titan leak that I was talking about. I'll post it in the DOT Discord. If I find it really quickly, I can mention it to you guys.
Cool. So 49 people watching in chat. I want to ask real quick, a little audience participation. Where does everybody want to go in this event? Now that you, of course, see the calendar of events coming up, have maybe a little of an idea between maybe some of the other outside sources like Discord or Line or band chat or who knows what you might use with your alliance, but and also watching this stream and hearing some of the ideas that everybody else is popping up here. How far are you going in this? That's my question to you, so let me know. I'm just curious.
Well, I was going to finish, but after 6 one-star pulls, I don't know if that's still... We'll see, though.
We'll see.
Okay, so found it.
All right, Rusty, go ahead.
Dude who posted it. Name is Grolgar. Earth, Elemental Earth, Reskilled Berserker.
Okay, wait. That was posted on a, before you read it all off, something that was, it was a Grolgar, and it was posted as a video on a YouTube channel. And in the comments section, there was a whole slew of comments mentioning how the skills were fake, and even the person that came out with them stated they were fake.
I did some background checking.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Says that some of the skills on here are real and others are fake.
Oh, well then, all right.
But I'm pretty sure the person who posted
it. So you still want to read it off, knowing that some of the skills aren't even going to be in the game?
Sure. I'm pretty sure though. I know.
Well, when it comes down to it, I prefer you don't read it off, because if you want to, I guess it's fine. But if anything, it's some people that might tune in while you're reading it are going to think it's real. So again, because that is one of the hardest things to deal with, because sometimes when people watch live streams, they only watch maybe 5 minutes, and during that time period, they hear only a certain amount of stuff, and they don't get a lot of the context behind it because they didn't maybe listen long enough, or heard anything that was being discussed earlier, and that's that. I don't know. So I prefer not to spread any kind of like
Discord chat, so anybody can have a look at it.
That's fine.
What do you think, though? What players will mostly go for the next couple of months? Whether it's a specific Titan or Relics, what do you think is going to be the next big hit?
Relics always last forever when it comes down to like 5 stars and stuff like that. So when it comes down to this event, and then there's still Mjolnir left if they're gonna do an event for that. So they could have an event for Thor and Mjolnir. Besides from that, it would have to be the Nephilinus and Growthorn if they're actually make those events worth it to the community to actually grab them for more than just the fact that they're in the collection. So we'll see how that pans out. So that's kind of how I see everything, at least and Conquest is going to be popular. Everything in between Giantsbane, we'll see if that's actually going to be Thor and Mjolnir or not, or if it's something different.
I feel like devs it's possible that it'll be a Thor event only because of the Pantheon Relics. Mm-hmm. Since they're giving out a lot of, Loki and Odin event, they're giving out Pantheon Titans. I feel like there's a good chance that Thor event will contain Thor 3.0 with Mjolnir Synergy Relic, and have maybe some, people like Brumhilda or, Titans like those. I'm pretty confident that that's exactly what it's going to be, but we'll see when it comes out.
All right, so Razorback says Civ for collection. Nephilinus says Civ for collection. Churro says 100% finish for the Bow of the Gods. AMZP says finishing, need more Ranger 5 stars. Exactly, that's the same thing I'm doing it for. Adam Osman says 2,000. Not sure if I'll push for the full 30K. All right. So let me see real quick here. So I tell you, says just need my first 5-star bow. My account is weighted towards Infiltrator 5 stars, still 1K DGs away from the Archmage staff. Yes, I tell you, I got it as soon as it came out just because I knew that I could enjoy it with the Archmages as long as possible. Do I believe that the 4 Archmages that are out are the only Archmages that you'll be able to use it for? No. I believe that other ones will come out in the future just because I don't think there will be just 4. I think they'll have one for a few of the other elements.
You could rate Odin from like a scale of 0 to 10. Mm-hmm. What would it be? Because I know you played with him a little bit yesterday.
I played with him last night, yeah. I on a scale of 1 to 10, from what I was able to get from last night, I put him in the with the relics that I had, probably about a 7, and that's fine with me. So, I mean, I'm not going to say he's the toppest, greatest attacker, because I believe other Titans could do things a little bit better. But at the same time, other players could also play the Titans a bit better than me as well. So, when it comes down to who is going to be able to do it, there will be videos that will show a bunch of different Titans being able to do certain things, but a lot of times it will depend on the relics and the skill base of the player to be able to accomplish those same results.
I know because I have some of the Archmages, and I know that they lack at doing damage to single units like Goliaths / Panthers. So I was pretty excited for Odin, just mainly because for some reason Rangers do a lot more damage to single units than the Archmages do. And from what I've seen, Odin can do almost 300k damage per shot, and I'm guessing that he'll be, from what I'm speculating, he'll be pretty decent against single unit Titans like Gaia or Everdur, people like that. But I only saw tests against Necromancer, people like that, so I'm not sure yet.
Well, being the fact that there's plenty of people getting the bow, that's their goal in this event. There'll be enough people with the new Odin that there'll be people testing a whole bunch of stuff out. So, time will tell, and it'll be awesome, and it'll be a lot of fun just to see what happens. Now, if it's more of a flop, it's very possible. So you never know until enough people get enough of the possibilities of what you can use, because there is a bunch of different options going between a bunch of relics that buff the spells, or if you're doing some of the synergy relics, or I don't know. There's a few other different options as well.
This is also just something that I've heard on the Discord. I heard on the Discord people were speculating about actually a new spell coming out.
Yeah, a new spell wouldn't be a bad thing, to be honest.
They were talking about it being some sort of speed spell.
Oh, haste. Haste has been already used in either synergies or in prestiges.
People were talking about it becoming an actual thing, though, so I'm not 100% sure if that's real or if that's just people speculating what's going to happen.
Haste is also being implemented in some of those relics that I was showing earlier as well, as skills for I think synergy. It might have been on there. I don't know. I'd have to look back again, but I did notice that it does seem that they're using haste, especially on like Goliaths, like really slow troops, also as well as Grenadiers have had haste as well in the past. A lot of times it's not very noticeable, but it just depends, because sometimes like the Omega troops are going to move a lot faster, or the Corrupted troops are going to move a lot faster. But when haste is used, sometimes you don't really see as much movement as you wish. Corrupted Imperials have haste. Yeah, there you go. Chris Fear got Sith from All Elemental Token. Nice. That's not bad.
Anyone else here got any more questions / speculations they would want to share?
Will the Corrupted Panthers be getting haste? I don't think they're fast enough.
Oh, Artemis. I think the Apex Panthers need haste.
I want teleportation. It'd be nice for a unit to be able to teleport to a different part of the map, like to get out of those, big old messes. Sorry, daughter's in the background going crazy.
Yeah, she's not happy either. She doesn't like it when she gets in big messes either. I get it.
Yeah, that would probably exploit some certain Titans specifically and kind of ruin them. So it would be nice, though. I would like that.
I would like a new. If we could get a new troop that would have like a bit of a suicide, like blow up kind of effect, it'd be great to clear out some of the clusters that you get in so many of your different battles. It would be nice that when you go into battle, you don't have to, because the one thing that we all a very common tendency in a lot of different battles is that you go in with all the same troops. One thing in strategy games that are not Dawn of Titans that is a lot of fun when you're going into certain battles is to have all sorts of different troops for different reasons when you go into that battle. Well, it would be
basically you're just.
I'd be nice that you'd be always in certain battles that you would always want to bring along one or two of these suicide troops, so that whenever you get these hardcore pockets of your troops and their troops and they're they got some crazy tanks going on. Say for instance you're going up against an Odin and those Stormdaughters. God, I always say it so weird. Say they're really holding up a bunch of your troops, as well as a few other, maidens and stuff, and they're just in this big ball. You want to just blow it out, you know what I mean? Or a lot of, I think it'd be way more effective against battalion units, because they, of course, have a lot more troops and take up a lot more space. But I just think they would just be an interesting concept and something that would be effective, being the fact that you could send it in after things have kind of grouped up into small groups, or sometimes just one big group. You can just send them in and just
basically just sappers.
Yeah, and just blow them out.
Would that be like a universal troop or like a specific element troop?
I was thinking fire, but it would be interesting if they did make it a universal troop, so that it could be just included, so that their stats could be boosted.
New troop implements would be nice, because it would add more variety to the game, and also open up new doors for new different types of Titans to come out, which would be nice. But considering how the devs work, and how often or how not often they add new stuff, it's very doubtful that they'll add a new troop anytime soon.
Well, certain Titans they'll add new troops periodically. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking about like a universal one that you can train and stuff.
Correct. Because they've already done it a few times, but see, as they continue to release them, they have to continue to keep on the same pattern that they've had, which means the new troop would be locked in at a higher castle level, kind of keeping it away from the newer players, and I think they want to try to stay away from that, because if they can offer new troops but also allow someone who's just picked up the game and I've only been playing for a month or two and be able to pick up this new Titan and be able to use the new troops without having to be Castle 18, that's better. I think that's what the developers see it as. So how far am I? How good am I doing right now? Not too bad. About 3,000 souls. It's not bad. As Warhammer fan, how good is Lost Crusades line? I don't know, Skull. I don't know. I mean, I've played some of the Warhammer PC games, especially. They're strategy base builder games from back in the day. But I have no idea. I have not played any PC strategy games for a while, being the fact that I don't have a good PC to play them on.
Quick question. Not a question, just like an idea. Anybody here got any new, like, cool sorts of ideas that they would like the devs to implement to the game? Like a new game mechanic or anything?
That's a great question. Yeah, I would like that to be brought up too as well. That's if because any kind of
I got tons, but it would take me like an hour to get over all.
You're talking about especially stuff from other games that have already been implemented that show that it's something that players enjoy doing with, especially
exactly.
Games where you do collect
something
characters.
To make players players happy, from that coming from other games. Anybody here got any sort of ideas, or anybody in the chat?
If you just want to using spells, get Odin. That's what says Voodoo. Interesting.
Yeah,
it's the mobile thing, and the chat thing bot said it, so I thought you
know what I
play.
Really
no, Skull.
You want to know what I really hated about starting off in this game? Was the campaign. It sucked. It was super long with practically no reward. I feel like they need to completely redo that for newer players. It'll give them something to do. I remember
I was just talking about that on a stream with Churro recently. Not so much redoing it as a single player experience, but using that engine for having, the campaign kind of map with multiple islands and doing it as an event format where you have really high-level Titans and Relics that are set up in a challenge.
Like instead of having to get souls, you would have to defeat certain Titans to get certain rewards. That's actually
right.
Nice. I like that.
Have it be something where it's like a challenge that you have to do. Maybe even it like opens up again after a certain number of hours, or you can.
Or the Titan changes that you're going up against changes every certain amount of hours.
Well, I feel like here's exactly the idea that I described. Open it up to the community. Create a poll. Create some sort of a web form where players can submit their ideas for a set of 5 islands. And you have a different Titan on every island. And you have the relics of the Titan that you're attacking already all set, and that's all been set by the community. Players set that up as a series of challenges, and then you open it up for voting, and the top voted ones make it in. And so it's just like basically go on DOT database, create the build of the Titan and relics that you want on the defense, and then that's what we're going to give you on one of the islands, and just have that available so that people can create those challenges. I would do it so that
you could do one of each element. You could do one of each class. You can do whatever. One of the.
Yeah, basically it's like a theater of war on steroids, pretty much.
Right. It would be like a new version of Theaters of War.
Oh, but these islands would be in the middle, Prometheo. We have to make sure we mention that as well, because we know they can't put anything else anywhere else except for Throne Wars. Throne Wars do come up.
That would take you into the campaign story mode type interface where there's more islands to click on.
Ah, okay. As long as it's not in the main map, because Throne Wars was too much.
And then the other thing on top of that I was thinking is that you would have certain Titans and Relics available to you for purposes of doing this event that would only be available inside of the story mode that you go into, where those are like helping you out for this attack in case players don't have them already. Like you could give people like a P10 Hell to use if they want, or a P10 Necromancer or whatever, and allow them to try them out. And so on the defense side, it would be like the first island would have a P1 Titan on it, and then P4, and then P7, and then P10. And so you'd have a series of escalating challenges. And then on the attack side, it'd be, kind of the same thing. Like you'd have, maybe a P1, P4, P7, P10 Titans made available to you. Or you could just say, here's a P10 Titan, one P10 Titan that you have, that you get to use for addressing this challenge, and that's the one thing that's given to you.
Kind of on the edge about that, though. Not necessarily, mainly just because it depends on what rewards they are offering. If you're going to give a new player a P10 Titan, they'll be able to finish the event and get tons of rewards. Personally, they shouldn't really have at that level. I feel like they should have like a boost, but not necessarily be given a whole-on P10 Titan or just like a high prestige Titan to do everything with. I feel like there should be something else that should be helping them.
2 thoughts on that. 1, there's so much of the game that's locked behind P10 that if you showed players what's there, then they might get more excited about the game.
True.
2, the game is really more about relics than you would realize, and so if you're a brand new player and you don't have the relics, then going up against the last challenge, P10 Titan, without any relics to match up against that Titan, you're probably still going to lose. And then the last thing I would say, just generally about when we're talking about the game and suggestions, is the developers will cut back any suggestion we make so that it's not too generous. I don't think we need to, wring our hands about like, oh my goodness, that idea is way too generous, because the developers already, like, they barely let people have any rewards as it is.
Yeah, like I remember they used to give away free packs like at the start of events or stuff like that all the time. Now they just stopped doing that. They just said you're on your own. If you don't have the stuff, too bad. Just buy it. Just spend more money. Used to be, here, have a free pack, have some free relics, maybe a couple tokens. I remember I used to get like 4-star tokens as a low level from the devs. And I get super excited because, it's a low level. Like when I was like level 12 or 15 or something like that, you don't have very much. And so getting a 4-star was great, but now they're just kind of like, you're on your own. Nobody cares. It kind of sucked. Yeah.
Bo, what were you going to say, Bo?
I was just going to say, I don't ever remember a time that we accused the developers of being generous.
No. Very true.
Exactly.
Very true. That, along with the Pantheon collections, comes later. It's like, oh, here.
I wouldn't say the devs were generous. I would say they would just give players free stuff to cover up for their mistakes.
That's the only time you get free gifts in this game. That's pretty much how it works. Unless they know ahead of time that the event's going to be pretty unpopular. That's happened at least twice, where all of a sudden out of nowhere we got a free pack for the event, and it's like, wait, why? And I think it was specifically because those events really didn't seem to be very popular just going into them. But
the only times that people have been upset about things being too generous in the game that I can remember are when there was a Hachiman event that some people got the whole event unlocked and other people
I remember
yes.
that. Yeah, and that was just
I remember that.
And the developers did the right thing to not take that away from players who got it. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that there are a lot of players who have exploited the glitches in Conquest and Assault using the Void Titans, especially Anubis.
Especially Anubis, yes.
Took a lot of rewards from those events, and who didn't lose their rewards, didn't lose their rank rewards, and you know who you are, you exploited the system, and
Prometheo's coming to find you. And
no, I must have missed that. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
You could finish Conquest in very few fights, and Assault was like 3 or 4 fights.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and so those kinds of glitches in the game that cause people to get a lot of rewards. I still say, even when those things happen, it's usually the right policy that if the players got it, then they get to keep it. The only people
it's the devs' fault, not the players.
Right. The only people who should be punished are the ones who exploited it to the level of upsetting competition in rank in events. And the ones who got top 100s in Conquest and Assault, again, you know who you are, you know that it was wrong, and you know you shouldn't have been able to do that. Top rank rewards should go to players who have legitimately put in the effort or, spent the money to get the boosters to get there. And, especially if you finished in the top 10 of an event and you were using an exploit, then shame on you.
There you go. So, let's see. Yeah, see, Adam Osman says there were decent deals at the very beginning. I bought 2 of my builders and packs. Yeah, that's the stuff that they offer in the very beginning when you first start to play. That is something that, of course, I do recommend at least grabbing 1 more builder, especially 2. It's up to you, obviously, if you want to invest more into getting a 4th builder, just because getting your buildings built as quickly as possible gets your castle leveled up sooner and quicker. So, I know that
I got 2 things
in the beginning, everybody wants to do that real quick. I'm just going to read a couple more things from the chat, so if you can hold off just a second, Rusty.
Sure.
Let's see what I got. I remember when and one other thing I was going to add to Prometheo was they also had that time when Throne Wars came out, and they gave people Aeolus, and there was people that got super high level Aeolus, like pretty much maxed, and other people that got like a level 1. So there was that happened a long time ago as well. And the multiple times that they all the quests glitched and thousands upon thousands of gems were collected for free for a little while for everyone in the game that were on the game when it happened.
Even that doesn't really bother me because, again, it's just gems that ultimately, you're going to use up.
Yeah, of course. But I just to mention that they did that stuff has happened in the past.
And not one of those instances was a clear example of the developers giving anything.
Yeah, it was a mistake. Those were accidents. So, I remember when the first Firestrike event had issues, and they gave a Corthan to lower leagues and Firestrike to higher leagues. I grabbed both because I jumped to an open legend team. Ooh, there you go, Skull. Jimmy Claypool, I would like to see a new event game mode where there's 2 monuments, and whoever destroys the opposing player's monument first wins. It'll probably be a computer versus player. Have some decent rewards. Yeah, doing something with the monuments, just the 5 monuments you have up there in the middle of your main map for the game. It's always been something that, of course, during Theaters of War, you can obviously hit them all and still get a whole bunch of extra Titans. But I would like to see them actually do something along the lines of actually using them.
Going back to what I was saying before, an easier way of doing that would just be, do the community, polls and everything so that you use the players' interest in the game and their, savvy to create a database of builds. Basically just piggyback on what's already out there for DOT database and say, all right, send us the build that you want to see in a monument. And, it can be a Titan of a level no higher than X. And it could be, level 60, P1, P4, P7, P10, and then have an event where the highest voted ones for each of those builds, go on the monuments, and we can just try them out and make it actually hard. And it wouldn't even matter what the rewards were. Like, players would just want to do it because it was hard and interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could even make it so that, each time, if it's a multi-day event, you know what I mean? Something like that, and you can do the hardest one. Like, it's similar to Theaters of War, where you can do the hardest one more, less times than the rest of them. But still spend gems if you want to actually refresh them. I don't know, you can just give away something like, 50 DGs when you win. If depending on how it is. Or if they want to make a milestone track for it, they can, obviously.
Well, if there's not going to be any refreshing, then giving DGs is a great idea. But if you can refresh, then turning gems into DGs is risky.
That is true. This is true. But if there's no refresh, you can do that. But if there is a refresh, then you just put a milestone tracker in then.
It would be kind of interesting in a game mode, I'm thinking. Back in the day on Facebook, and I used to play Facebook games, they had this one called Backyard Monsters. I don't know if anyone ever played that, but it was freaking awesome, right? But what was cool, what I liked about it, was not only were you playing against other players attacking your little backyard base, but the computer itself would randomly send, people to come attack your stuff too, the computer monsters, right? If, let's say with those altars up, up in the little, by the islands and all that stuff, maybe there was like an event where you had to control all of them, right? You have to put a Titan on there, some troops, and they just kind of sit there. But then randomly throughout those couple days, wherever it's running, the computer starts attacking them, and you have to, hopefully your defenses hold it or something like that, or you're able to go in and fight them and try to hold on to it. But it gets worse; it's faster and faster. More start attacking, but the more you control, the better your reward is going to be at the end. So if you can control all of them, then you get the biggest reward. But if you're you lose them as you're going, it would just keep you busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the devs need to make something to keep, I feel like that should be something available for the high-level players. Low-level players are already busy, but high-level players don't have much to do other than events, they don't have to upgrade their castle. So I feel like there needs to be some sort of other event that is constantly running that they can do that can cure their boredom and let them do something. Like, let's say they don't want to do an event, but they want to play the game. give them something to do. There needs to be something added that will let people do what they, just give them something to do. Instead of everything being boring.
They already have that with the Adventures Guild, but they've kind of just left it where it's at. I'm glad they added the weekly stuff to do, but they should add more to it. They have its own little sandbox in there. They should play with that more and give us more things we can do within that Adventures Guild. But like I said, it's not required for the game, but it's something we can do extra, like you said, to kill boredom. Maybe earn some gems or earn portal stones or earn something that gets us to do other stuff in the game.
Or have us earn epic tokens.
Or Element Titan tokens for prestige.
Oh, yes. Element Titan tokens, yes.
Yeah, like having a lightning element, a Titan token for the guaranteed 4-star, would be great right now.
Mm-hmm. I need Civ for collection, but there is not enough low-level value to justify the output to get the AK Souls for Rannick! Oh, man, for Rannick. Gotta get that Civ,
I agree
though.
with him. I think that that Titan should be at 6K.
Bump it down a little more.
I feel like they should be putting some the Pantheon collection Titans a bit lower in the just events overall.
Yeah,
mainly just because if somebody doesn't want to do an event but they want a Pantheon collection Titan, they don't have to spend all their gems and tokens doing it.
The one place that I typically try to grab some, if I did need any, and they were available at this point, would be Plinth 8 of Conquest. Because a lot of times you would find the Pantheon Titans are in Conquest. But I'm not going to say that that should be the only place that you're able to find Pantheon Titans, just because obviously there is so many that you need to grab
in the game. Basically,
yes.
Not just there needs to be multiple ways to get and earn certain things, not just one way. And that's a problem that devs have is. They'll give us something, but it might only be available to us for a certain amount of time or something like that. But I feel like they should add more ways to get certain items, more ways to get tokens, more ways to get this or that, instead of just having us wait for events forever. So,
yeah. Yes, first thing they have to do is giving Vintage and Aventador SPP accounts. I agree, that's another definite thing on the list of first things that need to be done. Because I look at it like this. If you look at a team of people, not everybody on the team is actually able to do what you're actually going to ask them as their first thing. So if you have a list of five things that are the first things that need to be done, be all right, this department, your first thing that you're doing is this. This department, your first thing you're going to do is this. So in all essence, it's not exactly just one first thing. It's multiple people working in all different avenues. But yeah, agreed. That should be definitely one of them. What was that, Bo?
Salon, I was going to ask, have you had any contact with them? Are they back in the office working? Or are they
I haven't heard anything about them in the office or not, so I have no idea.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so. But at this point, when it comes down to the way everything is here, a lot of people seem to be back to work. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not going to be one of the companies that says, oh, we can have half of our team work from home just all the time now. It doesn't matter that we can actually go back to the office. But, I'm not going to say that they're not all back there already and have been back for a while, because that's possible. It's just we have not been notified about any of that.
Let's be honest, that was true before we had a pandemic,
Yeah.
Working from home has always been possible. It's just a lot of corporate attitudes didn't like it because, you got to be here because we're paying your salary. I don't know. Hopefully they'll get back to normal.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see a dev live stream again. Many, of course, think that will never happen again.
Yeah, I think the last dev live stream was the Corruptor event, 2018 or something like that. It was a while ago. But I feel like that'll be something that keep players engaged, and mainly the devs informed on what the players want and think of the game currently. but they stopped doing those live streams. I don't think it's the devs' fault. Maybe it's the corporate that decided that. But yeah, I feel like they should bring those back. Just help out the community a lot. I would like it.
Do they still do the dev Q&A thing?
Yeah, that's the dev Q&A comes out periodically on Fridays still, but it's not like on a regular basis that you can actually really count on it to really come out. And they ask questions to themselves. They ask questions to them, basically to themselves. It doesn't sound like they're questions that are really generated from the community. So that's
the other game that when I have time that I play. They do a dev Q&A, and they take their questions on Discord, and they answer them on Discord, and it's obviously player questions, and they release the answers to them, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. That would be really nice.
Nothing's perfect, but
yes, it is, Frantic. That is Mr. Granola. Yes, it is Mr. Granola.
Bob Granola.
Bob Granola. That's right. For the hardcore fans that remember the old Bone Salon days. Let's see. Deal with that.
Well, is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
No, He says, I wonder if Matt ever will come back from his sabbatical. I believe he did. It's just the fact that we just haven't seen him on any kind of live streams or anything since then.
You think Matt still wore his Thursday shirt at home when he wasn't in the office?
No. Man, I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. You never know. But I'm gonna grind out the rest of my 3 stars that I got from the 3 packs I got, just to get all that out of the way and get as much grinding in as possible. Of course, 5,000 right now. Not bad. That Baron. All right, cool. So, of course, right now the relic I've been fusing up a bunch is the Council relic. I was leveling that.
Or the Council of Insignia. That's a really good relic.
Yeah, I was but that's the relic I've been focused on right now. It'd be leveled up already if we had a conquest a little bit sooner. But I'll probably finish up the Council this weekend. And there's also at least 1 or 2 more that I'll probably delve into a little bit more before this event's over. But I'm just excited about Conquest coming because I definitely have stuff to work on. Hopefully I'll have a good amount of time to be able to grind during those.
I'm quite excited for the Egyptian reworks, though. I'm quite interested to see what they're going to do with them because I think they're going to make the majority of the new Egyptians attackers, mainly because of the fact that there's practically only, pretty much the only Titans that are good in the Void right now are Necromancer, Rostam, and maybe Sekhmet, but and most of those Titans are just defense, and so I'm pretty sure they're going to bring a lot of attacking Void Titans next. I'm pretty sure the first one is going to be Wadjet, and then after that it's going to be Osiris, and then Bast, or something like that.
What's up, Captain Willie? Frank says...
Panthers with Void Resist are great against Horde.
Disappointed not to see 3 Conquest over the next month to catch up. 3? No, I don't know if we're going to have them. Sometimes we do get Conquest a little too close together. They can easily just space everything out appropriately like we've seen in the past. But we'll see.
I also think it would be hard to create a Void Titan that Hell couldn't beat with all those lightning bolts.
Right?
I'm not trying to have Hell beat it or something. I just want more Void Titans. I mean, that current element is very lacking in Titans right now.
Thank you for joining. You're not sure if the reskill is worth going for? Well, Corey, I'm going for the bow. That's more my goal in the
I would say if you don't know if you're going to need Odin or not, just don't do it.
Well, get top 100. Get top 100 if you're trying to get the Pantheon collection. That's my suggestion on the back end. If you're not interested in going up there and actually doing the event, you can still get Odin on the back end.
If you don't know what you need the Titan for, then don't go for it because it won't have much use for you. If you need the Titan for specific land defense or because you're lacking in that certain Titan class, go for it. But if you're on the edge about a Titan, you're not sure, do I want this or do I not want this? I would just not do it. In my opinion, if the relics are good, go for those. But like I said, if you're not sure about the Titan, just don't risk it because then you might waste, stuff that you might want to use on a Titan that you actually do want and that you aren't on the edge about and actually are sure that you want. So you gotta be careful with that stuff.
Nephilinus Reskill coming again? Possibly. Another one. Yeah, possibly, Fanatic. Oh, man. Possibly. I'm looking forward. Darth Shigon already released his video earlier for this event. I saw in my notifications.
Yeah, I worked on it last night, man. But I got it done. I hate when they have the blog come out like
Wednesday.
The day before the event.
Oh, it sucks. Blog out Wednesday sucks, Darth Shigon.
Yeah, they need a blog out at least.
When it drops on Monday, Darth Shigon, when it drops on Monday, you were like that week. You're like so prepared for the event. You're like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, man. I was like, but I have another video. Well, I got the video for the calendar. I got to work on that. So I got my work cut out for this weekend, but it should be fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I decided to go old school and make up my own lore for Odin this time. I was going to try my own lore out, see how it comes out. So if you watch it, let me know. I'd love in the comments. Let me know if you guys like what I did. If you want more of that, I'll be more than happy to create storylines for the Titans.
Darth Shigon's renditions, awesome. I'll definitely have to check it out. Like I said, I'll probably be streaming here for a little bit longer because I have, like I said, a few more 3-stars that I just want to finish out.
Cool. Oh man, dude, I'm so I'm hoping that support is feeling helpful today, man, because I was like, you got the stream going, I'm trying to do this, I got the kids running around, everything's going crazy, and I just accidentally fused my Warriors mark into a 3-star Amber of Dragons, dude. I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, no, so I hit help, I was like, please help, dude, this is something I obviously didn't intend to do. I didn't intend to put my new Warriors mark into a freaking 3-star Amber of Dragons. So I'm hoping that I get someone good from support and they say, hey, honest mistake.
Thing about the support team is, I believe it's 2 or 3 people that take different shifts of the support team. But from what I've seen and heard and stuff like that, one of the people that is on one of their shifts is extremely nice and will constantly give away gifts and stuff like that. They were the person who literally gave away 80k gems to somebody who literally just reported a bug. It was a small one too. And then there's also the harsh dev, which I've ran into a couple of times when asking for stuff, where they will literally just type in a copy and paste message and just not care at all. So it really just depends on what time you submit it. What you like, but
there's definitely going to be multiple people working there. So yeah, if there is someone who's extra special and extra nice, I mean, I've seen some replies from customer service that are very detailed, and I'm like, wow, that's an interesting reply. And I've seen some other stuff that's just way off base.
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah, it's just the people that are currently working.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm hoping I got the nice one. I'm hoping. Like I said, I mean, I was just like so like just disappointed in myself. I mean, I don't know. I mean, beyond anger, but just more like just oh my god.
Do you have like a screenshot proof? I mean, the mean one, or not the mean one,
not the mean one.
Sorry. Well, I think they're mean just because they've not treated me the best in the past. You know, I've lost gems and stuff to bugs, and they just won't replace them. But if you do get the harsh one, you will need photo/video evidence of it actually happening, which 90% of people do not have. Good luck getting your stuff back if you have him.
Yeah, I'd be like, how the heck am I supposed to be recording something I did by accident, dude?
Exactly, yeah. You have to be like a streamer like Zalon to get that stuff on recording.
Oh, geez.
If they try to require evidence that you did something, the answer to that...
They literally have access to your account. They can see what you had before and after, and they can see everything you do. They're just being lazy.
Yes, that's right.
What did you say for me, Theo? What should my answer be if they ask for proof?
You control the system. You know what happened on my device. You have records of who did the event, who got what rewards.
Knowing the sassy guy, he'll say, stop trying. Or he won't directly say that, but he'll most likely say something along the lines of, just something stupid that's not even relevant to what you're talking about.
I think you're being a bit pessimistic. I think that
no, it's just because I've dealt with this guy multiple times in this past, and he isn't the best.
I understand that, but I think we should encourage developers to have good practices.
True, yes. I think that, definitely.
The state of their channel shows how little they care about us. Well, you mean that they haven't done anything for a long time? I think that's...
Well, yeah, the community already knows that the devs really don't care about the players. It's more about the money, but it's not really anything new here.
Yeah, well, that's the only way. Wow, we always, just depends on your perspective, but I look at it more of their bosses. Zynga is requiring them to have to do exactly what they're up to.
Yes, that's what I think.
So, I mean, it's either you do what they say or your job is in jeopardy. And I was like, well, job in jeopardy, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that Zynga or, Natural Motion or whatever is controlling the main devs who made the game. And basically, this is what I'm thinking, that a lot of the reasons why new things are added to the game is because corporate thinks it will rack in more money if they're not added, so I feel I'm not 100% blaming this on the devs. I mainly just think it's corporate just trying to squeeze more money. I think the devs do care, but I feel like, the devs,
the artists, I'll tell you what, the artists do care that the Titans look good. You know what I mean? They make sure that what what they actually put out is great quality, because the art in this game is amazing. It's just it's astonishing, and that's what makes this game, when it comes down to the player scrolling through and saying, what do I want to try, and they see the graphics and they're like, ooh, this looks really good. That is something that definitely pulls in a lot of people. But everything after that is what a lot of people are actually more concerned about. Because after you get into the game, you're like, well, what else do you care about? It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely annoying. But yeah, I do feel like because I feel like corporate told the devs, hey, cut this out. Stop being, constantly interacting with the community. We're here for the money. We're not here to.
Well, we have enough for you to do this. I think we have enough money and people to do this much, and this is what this is your outline for the next coming term, and this is what's going to have to happen.
Why do it's kind of obvious that corporate's controlling them, because literally, I remember. When the game first came out, for the first year or so, the devs were constantly interacting with the community, doing YouTube videos, Q&As, constantly making things a lot easier on players. But then all of a sudden, everything just stopped, and I'm pretty sure that's because the devs told, or not devs,
they would prefer them not to bother
it.
to do that and just use the blog as their output, because that's the easiest way to go about doing it from their perspective.
I feel like if corporate wasn't here and they weren't like 100% controlling what the devs do, this game would be twice as good as it is right now. But so I'm not 100% blaming the devs, because I deep down really think it's not their fault. I just feel like corporate needs to make a bit better decisions when it comes to money, because they're not thinking straight.
Like, I think aside from the graphics, the thing about the game that I think is most interesting and rewarding is that it's so dynamic and requires player engagement in order to succeed at the highest level, but can also be like totally mindless time filler, when you just feel like just grinding, it has a completely different side of the game, and the grinding side of the game is not the whole game. You can just go on autopilot and just hit the fight button and just keep going and going and going and do that side of the game.
What's up, Rain?
And then when you want to go take someone's castle out, and hit a P10 Minerva, you're going to really have to rack your brain on, all right, what Titan, what relics, what troops, what spells. And not only that, but how do I position things? How do I command my army during the fight? The actions that you take during the battle are significant in the outcome. And it's not just a matter of like,
just clicking,
and I have to click as fast as I can.
Yeah, or just clicking the auto button and your troops do their own thing. You actually have to,
right. And so
choose. Yeah.
There is a good engine, and the engine is dynamic, and it rewards player engagement. It also allows players to just enjoy the game and just play it. And so those are some of the reasons why people still play and are engaged in the game. And the developers need to highlight those things better for new players and find ways of enhancing them for engaged players.
I feel like the devs need to find a way around the corporate to kind of, stretch their boundaries with what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, without actually, fully breaking the rules and stuff like that. Because, with years playing this game, I kind of figured this stuff out on my own. It's really obvious. But hopefully if the devs can make like a massive, content update to their game, it could really bring it back to life. It's just
because I'm wondering what the big projects for this year actually are, because there is stuff in the pipeline that is being worked on for multiple months, because some stuff takes that long to actually get everything done and tested and everything else. And when I say tested, I'm talking about it opens up in the game, everybody. Okay, I'm going to try a battle or two. Okay, it works. Okay, this works. It would the testing that they do, again, to the standards of what the community wants, is them to test. Oh, wait, there's a glitch with this Titan. Oh, look, there's something, because I think the extensive testing is what's skipped out on, as more of it's tested to make sure that certain things actually work. So.
Alon, I'm going to make a controversial statement.
What's that?
It's time for Castle 30.
Oh, well, I've talked about there is ways to do that, and it's just you don't have to upgrade all the troops. You just have to upgrade everything else.
Castle 30 and level 60.
You can upgrade other things, other buildings, and still be able to get value out of it and extend your gameplay and make it so that you have stuff to do. And if you want to, I don't know why they say that there's a restriction on letting us player level up past 50. I think that's ridiculous.
I honestly feel like it should just be 50, infinite.
Player level 50 is, it's a thing, and to say that you're capped out, there is no significance to player level. And everyone who keeps making a thing about, like, I want to be able to take my player level higher and higher and higher, it's like, well, yeah, okay, whatever. That's just a ego-driven thing.
It is, but still, it doesn't seem like it would be that difficult to do. But anyway, continue.
In terms of actual gameplay, I think it's time for Castle 30 because, and just open it up. So it's like, all right, start upgrading your castle again. And, upgrade your troops because
you think the troops should get upgraded because you realize that the power spikes
should all get upgraded.
The power spikes would be insane.
The thing is, the game has gravitated towards a new power level where level 25 lands are so underpowered now compared to every Titan that's coming out now.
Exactly.
There is zero challenge in the game on a day-to-day basis, from, like I'm attacking, unprotected lands kind of thing. Doing Castle 30 would give people something to focus on for goals. It would shift the game in a direction of, all right, here's the new normal. And once players get to that, it doesn't change the balance at all. Because if you're 30 and someone else is 30, you all have the same level troops, then it's all gravy. But it would force players to think about how they get to 30, what troops do you specialize on, what spells do you specialize on, how do you, people would be engaged on how do I manage this transition. It would generate money for the game, because there would be people who would gem it.
And they also need to come up with more like packs that you can buy with combinations of not, I'm just tired of these constant $100 packs that are coming out. It's ridiculous. $100 for a super crappy Titan with a single relic. Like, come on now. But I really feel like they should come out with a Castle 30 and then also come out with a bunch of, new types of packs that players can buy to generate more revenue for the game. Also, at the same time, making getting to Castle 30 not like the world's hardest thing.
I'm not a big fan of lots of packs that are being advertised. I think that they kind of have the right balance in terms of the number of pop-ups, which is very few. But I'm not against there being opportunities for people to, spend money to buy things in the game that make sense. Like, if you're going to have the boost packs, think about other ways that you can kind of sell the same.
I just feel like there also needs to be better prices for the game. They should really rethink how much they're charging for a single crappy Titan. If I'm spending $100, I want a really decent Titan with a couple decent relics, some epic tokens, and a bunch of stuff for the event.
Yeah, good out of the box situation, right, Rusty?
But they give you something that's probably worth $20 or $30, and they charge $100 for it. And they target new players mainly, because old players know that this stuff's bad, but new players look at it as 4-star, But I feel like they really need to change the pricing on that, because maybe some packs I do want to get, but I'm not going to buy it if it's going to be $100. Plus the boost packs, for $30 you get, what was it, it was like either a single or I can't remember 100%, but it doesn't give you very much. It allows you to get through, honestly, probably like 1/6 of the event for a full $30. And I was hearing that players at the top leaderboard have to spend upwards of $300 per event, like Souls R Us, $300 per event just to finish it, which is way too much. I feel like if a player wants to pay to finish an event, the max it should cost somebody is $80 to $100 to completely finish an event. Not
the whales should be allowed to spend as much as they want. If you're going to over finish an event and go beyond the reward track, then more power to you. Spend as much as you want. I don't care however much you're going to spend. If people want to get in a self-destructive competition for number one in an event just for ego, that's just whale mentality, and let them do it. I think players know better than to join teams that are going to require a double finish in order to do an event. That's just silly. What I'm thinking about in terms of packs is things like, okay, I need more prestige food. I'm an active player. I'm spending money on the game. I want to buy 2 $30 packs that are, already there. I'm already going to spend the money on them.
Do you want them to be specific element tokens, Prometheo?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I need prestige food. I'm going to spend $60 on this event. Give me a pack that's $60 or $65, but not much more, where I don't have to spend anything extra. But by committing to spend more money on the game, I can get a prestige token. I can get, an element token along with my boost relics. So that the fact that I spent, $60, $75 on the game is recognized. Because right now the packs, you buy 4 or 5 of them in order to finish an event, and it's like, well, that's great. It helped me get the event done. But wouldn't it be nice if there was one pack that just guaranteed you get like the whole event done, basically, and it throws in something extra on top of it? It's like, all right, you're committed.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to buy the whole event. Here's something extra you get on top of it, just because you recognize the value.
Or maybe the more more packs you buy, the more deals you get on them. That would also be a decent thing. But the corporate or the devs or whatever, whoever's controlling this money, I'm guessing corporate, think the more expensive the packs are, the more money you get. The reality is, the less expensive the packs are, the more people will buy them, which is the more money.
Real quick, I have a side idea, because I want to include all the free-to-play players that don't spend any money on the game.
Exactly.
I just thought of something where it would be interesting, where if you, especially when it comes down to pulling relics from the altar, where every time you pull, it could be something either at 5 or 10. I think they'll probably do it at 10 if they implemented something like this. But every time you pull a relic from the altar, every 10 relics, after the 10th one is pulled, it's kind of like buying pizzas.
You get like a super one. You
get a guaranteed either after 5, maybe you can do a guaranteed 3-star, and after 10 you get a guaranteed 4-star. It'd be insane if they implemented something like that, so it would make it so that even the free-to-play players that either save their tokens or save their gems are getting something extra for doing so.
Well, and that goes to another suggestion I made, that there should be some additional reward systems in the game to reward players for doing things like, if you get 5 million VP in a week, then you should get some sort of reward currency that you can
keep
save up for things.
Players who are max level active.
Yeah. And if you had a reward currency like that basically you just get reward currency you can turn in, it could be like shards that you use to get the tokens for prestige food titans, the element tokens. If you had those, you could throw in those points on top of the bonus packs and say, like, all right, you're spending $15 on the game. Like, for every dollar that you spend in the game, you get 100 points. And when you get
when you get
1,000 points, you can use that to go get an element token.
Or some sort of reward system to where, let's say you get a certain amount of something, it wouldn't have to necessarily relate on, how much you spend, but I feel like there should also be a system where, and kind of like Divine Gems, but a bit different and a bit more easier to get, like not having to use events. Maybe like, if you complete this amount of event, they could give you like certain challenges to complete. You can complete them, you get certain points, and then there should be a special shop for those. This would be really helpful for newer players, where that shop would contain a multitude of stuff ranging from Titans to relics, and it would be a lot harder to achieve, but it would be a great alternative to not spending money on the game if you're a free-to-play player. But the chances of that happening are low, because the devs want, what the corporate wants is money. They don't want players that are free-to-play to be happy. They want to encourage free-to-play players to pay money for the game. So even though that's a great idea, what I just mentioned, it's probably not going to be implemented only just because of that specific reason.
Well, they can add in too, rather than just going on that and like achievements and all that stuff, but rather than just the daily quests that we have weekly quests. Mm-hmm. More time playing during the week to do, that have different rewards, like you guys are saying. But on going back to them monetizing certain things, one thing I like about the game is the artwork. Right, the Titans are freaking cool looking. They really put some cool stuff out. Why not let your art team just go to work, dude, and have them create cosmetics that people can pay small money for? I would love to make my Titan look a little different and my castle look different.
Right, something that you can get for art. Well, something that you can get for archmages, where it's something that's designed only for all the archmages, and if you put something on each one of them, or because you don't exactly you don't have to make it custom to one specific Titan. You can even just make it as something that goes for a group of Titans,
Or like, yeah, for like Necromancer, instead of having wear like, you know, raggedy hood and stuff, have him wear like a little ninja costume or something. I don't know, something creative also.
Yeah, even if I'm the only one seeing it on my screen, it's still something I would spend like $2 or $3 for to make my militia, I don't know, a different color.
Yeah, like especially yes, that like troops. I would like troops to be more customized than the Titans themselves, in my opinion.
Well,
yeah,
actually, I was going to say, what's it called? When it comes down to coloring your troops, that could be, it'd be interesting if what they would do is you would pick your colors for your castle, and of course, what I mean by that is for your individualized castle, they could do skins obviously for the garrisons, but
yeah, like
your colors for your castle would be the colors for your troops that are on your castle defense and on your lands.
Also,
it doesn't mean that your attacking ones would look like that. I mean, I guess they could. It just, the only thing when it comes down to coloring stuff is to get the confusions of the whole, what they've been doing with what's it called? All of the most recent, some of the troop upgrades, like with Apex, and also with these new Storm Maidens that they have, and everything else. I just don't know how all that would kind of mix in with if you were able to customize your troop look. I don't know.
Well, yeah, obviously custom troops would also be, an exception. I mean, I wouldn't really care if we could or could not customize with troops, custom troops.
But the Titans, that's another case completely, because that's something that I know a lot of players like.
Also, wait. Also, I don't know if some of you know about this, but if some of you, play Clash of Clans or something like that, you can customize your own land or the landscape around your area to look a certain way. You could customize it so your village was on a mountain or something. So maybe for the DOT devs, you can change the way your village environment looks. Currently, it's just a bunch of greenery, trees, grass. You can change it to like a forest or like snow, like a snowy area or something.
We don't have.
They already have. So I mean, they already have, the different environments based on the events. We're still doing that. Why couldn't you just let us pay to have snow all the time?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And that work's already done. You just need to monetize it.
Exactly. Vanity castles are an obvious way they could make money. You could even make it a temporary thing where you pay to get a vanity castle for a week, and then it expires at the end of the week or after 7 days or however many days, so that you get the whales.
That's the way they do it. That's the way they do it in Eve. Is
You have what, Bo? Go ahead.
We'll go back to that battle pass idea. Like, hey, if you
I was literally about to bring that up. Yeah.
You have a battle pass, you get to change your castle to a different color. So everyone knows, this guy's got the battle pass or whatever, but you like it. Hey, my castle looks cool. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
How come
what about the Darth Shigon battle pass? It makes my castle look like your profile picture.
One of the things I've wanted to see come back into the game is VP lands where you cannot see the troops. And if that was something that you had to pay for a subscription in order to be able to get those, like special VP lands where the troops are not visible, people would pay for that.
Listen, I think that would be part of my Monday through Wednesday war event that I think would be a great addition to the game, where during this event, it's just another midweek event that allows, because everybody likes to war during Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's the beginning of the week. During this time, you, of course, give a bunch of challenges out there that give small, menial rewards that people will enjoy. And also at the same time, during this time, you make all raids one portal. And also you can easily do... you can also sell portal stones as well. But making every battle one portal, it would also make it so that you can easily take all the VP Monday through Wednesday, make all VP that you gather during this event times 2.
I feel like the DOT devs should start looking towards some things that, like other games like Clash of Clans and stuff do that are really successful. Like we've been talking about all these cosmetics and stuff. But yeah, like a battle pass where, you could get, elemental tokens, We'd get, epic tokens, XP bottles.
Well, this event that I'm referring to, each league, whoever wins this event, it's not an every week situation, but it would be something that they could add to the game. They would also get, everybody would get gold castles for a week afterwards, as well as, the rewards for the teams that do well. They also could, have some really nice rewards. So, yeah. I don't know.
I like that a lot, Salon. I think you could simplify it and make it a war week. So that
I just wanted to make it a 3-day thing because most people are used to warring for 3 days. I'm just saying, so it doesn't tip the balance.
I agree with that. What I think would be great is if the global individual player VP leaderboard was the event leaderboard for that event. You make it so that global individual VP becomes a big thing, because that's something that's like, it's actually kind of buried in the game. You have to go looking for it to find the global VP leader. And unless you're, really active, there's really no reason to look for that or bother knowing it. But let me tell you, the people who are on that list, they know, and they know the other players who are on that list. And it's a whole sub-culture in the game.
Yes.
I'm looking at you, Nitrum.
Yes, Nitrum. We know you're watching. If not now,
also
at some point.
I think it would also be cool if there was like actually, never mind. We already talked about this. I was just going to bring up the shop again.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I feel like they need to really customize their game to basically rack in more money from just events and really start focusing on cosmetics, because I know a lot of players that literally only get Titans because they look cool. And if you can make Titans look even cooler,
or personalized, personalized,
then they are going to rack in twice as much money as they are from events currently, or somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And sadly, and if devs were listening to this right now, I'm pretty sure they would probably take an account of this and think about it. But I'm really crossing my fingers that, like, I'm just getting tired of events. Like, yeah, they're fun, but give me something else to do. Give me something else to buy.
Yep. That's it. That's definitely it.
Either start giving Titans special abilities and making them really unique and stuff, instead of just making them, like every other Titan. New meta. Make them special. Instead of, like, if you're not going to do that, then do something else.
All right, Chorito. All right. Well, I'm actually going to be wrapping up right after this 3 stars finished. So if anybody saw this just a little bit ago, I pulled 2 3 stars in a row and then a 2 star, just off some of the relic tokens. So
I remember I pulled 2 4 stars in a row once.
I added one more 3 star to the what I was actually gonna do on the stream. So, but I'm gonna let me see how many battles I got left on this one.
Here's an idea to implement what you were saying
2.
just now.
All right.
Add a building to the game. That's pretty easy. You can just add a building. It's not that hard. The building, instead of having a boost relic that's associated with it, would instead allow you to equip a vanity item that would change what the weapon your Titan is carrying looks like. And so,
there already is your relics that can do that. 5-star relics change that.
Exactly. Yes, I know. I'm trying to finish describing what I'm saying. So the idea is that you would get the similar effect to the 5-star replacing the way your weapon looks. We know that the game can already do that. We know that they can very well create items that do that. But make it so that those are vanity things that you either have to complete an event to get or that you have to pay for. And
I think events should also include vanity items instead of just Titans and rewards.
I think they need a banner that flies over your castle, customize the message. Swans can say super ballin'.
Oh, yeah. That's what I would put.
Hey, guys. How's things?
How we doing, Polo? Just getting ready to wrap up.
Oh, did I miss today?
Yeah. I've been streaming for, I don't know.
Well, good streaming, Alon. I got to run back to work here, but it was good chatting with you, man.
Well, thank you for jumping on, Prometeo. I do appreciate it.
Yup. Same. I gotta run. I will see you guys next time.
All right, Bo. Thank you for jumping.
See you later, man.
I appreciate it, really do. Because he's driving.
Was it something I said?
No, he's just driving home. No, seriously.
It's not you.
That's not you, Polo. Don't worry.
Cheers, Prometheus.
Hey, Polo.
All right, buddy.
All right, well, I guess since we're wrapping up, I guess I could leave here too. But it was a good shot. We got a lot of stuff down. Yeah, I liked it.
No, Odin's still the same, Alan. I haven't noticed anything different when it comes down to the blog. So.
Yeah, there is so many things that the devs could do, but the least they could do is add the items. You know, even if they could do that, that would make me a lot happier. Like, there's 1,000 things they need to do. But I feel like, you know, the least they could do is because they have amazing artists. Their artists are some of the best mobile game artists. Like, the game literally looks like a PC game. That's how good they are. But I feel like
I got my tokens back.
Did you, Paulo? That's good.
I got my 2 epic tokens back, but they said the Titan tokens was epic tokens, which was a bit strange. They said they didn't know the difference between epic tokens and Titan tokens. That's the message they sent me.
Oh, so you got more epic tokens than you had before then, is what you're saying?
No, they gave me 2 back, but then I used 2, you know, on this Altar Abundance, what came up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Remember when I said, shall I use them now or not? And I used them. I used 2 of each. I used 2 epics and 2 Titan tokens. Obviously, okay. I never got anything from them. I got the 1 Titan. That was it. But it was a 3-star on all 4 pulls.
Yeah.
They gave me back. They gave me 2 of the epic tokens back. And then when I said to them, what about my Titan tokens that I used as well? Are you going to give me them back? And they said, we've already given you them. And then in the next breath, they said, the Titan tokens are the same as the epic tokens. So I was like, I've been playing this game for 5 years, you fools. They're not the same. I sent them screenshots of what I was on about, and they're still saying that they're still the same.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I accidentally spent 8k gems on the altar and got a Corruptor. It's food, but overall I wanted to save those for an event. I had proof that I did, but devs just didn't give me anything back.
All right, well, I want to wish everybody good luck. Good luck in this event. If you're interested in it. If you're not, it's totally fine. Grab what you need. Now that we have a little better idea with the calendar of what's coming up in the future, do your best to prepare. Obviously, that's the only thing I can possibly say. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, just go back a ways in the stream and check it out.
When's your next stream again?
Probably tomorrow night for Friday night. Right. Most likely. I'm bringing the stream tomorrow night as well. So, besides from that, though, I do appreciate everybody that joined in, especially the ones that don't normally get an opportunity to during the day, especially from the UK. I will attempt to do earlier streams like this again in the future when I, of course, can. Yeah, I do enjoy doing it. I do appreciate everybody that joined in on Discord and in the chat. I will, and the donation from Adam. Thank you for that. I will talk to you all again very soon. Have a good one.